Welcome everyone to part 20 of Let's Play Final Fantasy Online. And previously in the normal Let's Play, we completed the level 25 Lancer quest. And in the most recent Let's Play Extra, we talked about the in-rooms, what features and tools you can use, including the glamour system, the game journal, where you can look at past cutscenes, but we also unlocked the esthetician, or as I call them, the hairdresser, which allowed Kasmeer to get a new hairstyle, which she is happy for. So anyway, today we are continuing with the main story questline. We have to go to the East Thanalan, to the settlement there, and I forget the exact name of it, but we need to investigate some kidnappings and thefts in Eastern Thanalan. And they've been waiting for us for a while, so let us go to Eastern Thanalan, and we will then I'll remember exactly what settlement is there that we have to go to. But come along and let's see what awaits us. So, if you need to go to the east, to East Thanalan, that is basically, normally you'll go down here to the down this road to the settlement, and then make a right and basically make a big horseshoe. We can cut that down and simply cut through a cave here. And I showed this earlier, but I want to show it again. So we just came right out from, that's the gate of Nuld. That's a little settlement. Let's start right by it, but go behind the geyser here, and you have this cave. So yeah. So here we are on the opposite end of the horseshoe, and see there's a settlement that we would have had to go through. So this does cuts off a bit from our journey. We want to go to East Thanalan through the clutch, and we came from the steps of we came from the gate of Nuld, or the steps of Nuld, and instead of going up to Blackbreast Station, we cut through the cave here, which. And since the mobs there are neutral, they're not going to automatically attack you. Okay, so welcome to Eastern Thanalan, and we want to go to Camp Drybone, which is just to the left. Follow the path, and when it forks, you want to follow to the left, and you'll arrive right there. We'll cut to the camp. Alright, welcome to Camp Drybone. The main settlement is down below, so we want to go down to the base, and we see the person that we need to speak with. This is after we spoke with our Scion contact back at the Whispering Sands. I am Isambard, here to search for the missing folk, I take it. Minfilia sent word that an adventurer fitting your description will be along. She also warned us to be wary of the Amalj'aa. It seems we know who the culprits are at the very least. Now, I bear no official title at this camp, but the people here have come to look to me for leadership. You have my word that I will do all I can to help see the victims safely returned. Unsolved Mystery. Let's get right to it, then. Minfilia names the Amalj'aa culprits in all this. You would do well to investigate them first. Much harm has been levied on these lands by Amalj'aa hands. The flames burn where they might, but their light cannot stay the darkness in all places at all times. There have been brutal murders of callers at the Church of Saint Adama. Innocents wishing no more than to pay their respects to dead. The poor souls deserve a proper burial. I would see to the dead before mongrels catch their scent, but I know not if the Amalj'aa still linger. Would you secure the remains for me, friend? You will find them on the eastern road. 12 willing, you may even come to learn something of what the Amalj'aa seek in this area. So the Flames, that's the main military of Uldal. That's what they're called. You can see there's one of them, and they have a little outpost right over there. So we need to investigate an area that's basically right over here and retrieve the corpses of 3 unfortunate souls. And the church he spoke of is through here. It's right behind Camp Drybone. Let's see, and there is Camp Drybone. That's in the pit, and then the church behind it. And then here is where we need to... All right. And of course we had some unwelcome guests. Now you can complete the main quest with any of the classes. You don't have to be a tank, you don't have to be a DPS. You can easily be a healer and complete these quests, complete the main quest as well. It is good to see you returned. Were you able to secure the remains of our fallen? With the bodies given back proper to the earth, the souls will find their way across to the other side. You have done a noble deed this day. Thank you. Now then, what of the Amalj'aa? Did you see any? Surely such massive monstrosities as they cannot conceal their presence, much less take their quarry unawares. Ah, so there were Amalj'aa remaining. After all, I feared as much. Their part in the lowborn disappearing is all but confirmed, but I sense there is more to this than meets the eye. The occasional Amalj'aa raiding party would not account for people going missing in these kinds of numbers. The total is too great, and the questions too many. It would not surprise me in the least to learn of another hand in this. But whose? Countless travelers pass through Drybone every day, and even if it were one among them, how would we best discover who may be implicit in these vanishings? What poor people think. Let's say we turn an eye to the common folk themselves. It may be among them that we find the reasons for these vanishings. 12 forbid it be so. There is a merchant by the name of Ungust who was born here in Drybone and grew up in the Golden Bazaar. A rough character, but he knows the people here better than anyone. I'd wager he's at the inn, quaffing away the day's earnings. Here, I'll write a note for you to show him, else he's not like to speak to you. Alright, and the inn is right behind the aetheryte. And if we haven't done so, you want to take this time to attune to the aetheryte. So we can use a teleport skill to here. And the Chocoporter is up by... Yeah, actually that's their shack right there. So you want... I've already attuned to them, but if not, you want to speak to the Chocoporter up on the upper level and get your name recorded. So you can use Chocoporter to here. Well, gods be damned. You're that bloody adventurer who threatened me back in Uldal. What in the seven hells do you want with me now? Dear friend, Belch. Missing people, please help. Yours, Ilzenbard. Folk around here are as wary as they come. They'll turn tail and run if you so much as pass wind nearby. Played them all for fools and coaxed some hard labor out of them, I did. If anything, they're even more timid than before, what with all the disappearances. You can go talk to them yourself if you don't believe me. So now we have to try talking to 3 common folk. Please, miss, just leave me be. I have nothing to say but this. I'll take who or whatever has been feeding off us low folk. What do you want from me? I don't know anything. I swear, please don't kill me. Just as I told you, wasn't it? The whole lot of them are terrified. There's been talk of folk getting abducted, but if you ask me, they simply up and moved on to a better place. This place isn't exactly Costa del Sol, if you know what I'm saying. Considering he's a guy that we confronted outside the Adventurers Guild with that whole... Just before we got invited to the Scions, I'm not surprised that he told us off. Welcome back, Lightbringer. Have you learned any aught of import? I see. I suppose I should have expected as much from Ungust. Well, another thought occurred to me in your absence. The common folk are nothing if not fervent in their religious beliefs. Perhaps if they speak freely to their gods, then the clergy may know something of use. All right. Let's equip. Let's switch to Lancer. Okay. So, a proper burial. If we would know what the common folk speak of to their gods, we've no better place than to ask the Church of Saint Adama Landma. It is a small but humble church found to the northwest of here. And so long as you're headed there, might I ask you to deliver these embalmed corpses? A morbid request, I grant you, but it must be borne to burial, and I trust none more than you to see it done. Seek out a man named Marquis. He tends the graves of the Lich Yard. He will tell you where the bodies is to be interred. Okay, and we go up to the church. I am Marquis, yes. A body? Of course. There have been so many bodies of late. I apologize, miss. If you seek a place of burial, then there is an empty grave atop the ridge. Take the path and lay him to rest there. And just take the path right behind him. And there we go. So yeah, that you have to do twice. You don't want to leave the guy lying in the sun. May they all walk in Thal's realm. What? Missing people? I'm afraid I cannot help you. But maybe Sister Archon can. She has been kind to me. Everyone has been so kind. I don't know why, though. Pardon me, you'll find Sister Archon in the church walls. And go in here. And there she is. I hear you have done us a service by burying a fallen soul. Please accept our gratitude and extend it to Ilzambard when you next see him. You seek knowledge of missing Drybone inhabitants. It's true I am closer to the people than any other of the Order. I confide in them and they in me. When they wish to speak to their keeper, Thal, I am the medium through which they do. Should I learn anything pertinent, I will be sure to share the information with you. I only wish Marquis would be more helpful in the matter. I pray he did nothing to offend. He saw terrible things during the calamity. His scars run deep indeed. He seems to now prefer the company of the dead over the living. While tragic, I fear such behavior ill befits the church. I received word not long ago that one of our recent visitors, a man called Thancred, I believe, took offense at his conduct. I must have words with Marquis soon. And we have to go to back to Camp Drybone. Thank you, Lightbringer. A burial is no easy thing, even when the departed is a stranger. Were you able to learn aught from the missing common folk? You've been keeping yourself rather busy of late, have you, Lightbringer? A pleasure, my dear Isambard. The name is Thancred, and I share a passion with you and our mutual friend here for learning what has become of these missing persons and why. I, too, spoke with Ungust, more times than I care to count. There seems to be some truth to this notion of common folk speaking their secrets only to those in service of the gods. Prostration, prayer, penance, abject deeds done behind closed doors, away from prying eyes. Who better to take the pious unawares than she who takes confession, the good sister Urchin herself. Urchin, she wouldn't. She couldn't. Even the most beautiful roses have thorns, my friend, and you would be wise to keep an eye on to this rose. Still, the Lich Keeper Marquis, I'd swear to the 12 if I've seen that face elsewhere before. We'll take that. Okay. I got time for one more here. For the children. Sister Urchin, it cannot be, though she is wont to travel to the Golden Bazaar on her own, and it is not uncommon to see her speaking to the children, but no, it could not be. Could it? I grow weary of these suspicions. I know there is one child in particular that she is fond of. Pray seek out the boy, Lightbringer, and see if you cannot glean something from him about Oric's activities. And so we need to go to the Golden Bazaar. And that is, if we head out northeast and go around a bend, we'll eventually follow a path right to it. It's in the upper section right here. So in this particular instance, you want to go through the archway right by the wooden ramp, and you want to walk up this way. And this will put us on the road to get to the Golden Bazaar. But we will want to make a left. Now, if you continue straight, you'll head to a bridge. We want to make a left at the fork. That skill that the other player is using increase your run speed, but for it to affect anyone else, you need to be in a party with that person. She's an archer, but the dancer and I think the machinist might also have the same skill. A number of classes do. Anyway, this is Golden Bazaar. There is no crystal here that I'm aware of, but we do want to speak to the Chocoporter. Ever expand our Chocoporter network so we can take them whenever we wish. Please help. Sister Urchin went out all on her own and hasn't come back. She always reads to me right here about following the order and the other side. I told her I lost my shiny thing and she went looking for it. But what if the monsters outside hurt her? Please find her. Okay, looks like she went out the eastern gate. And it looks like she ran afoul of something. Looks like she ran afoul of undead. So right-click on Orchin and you'll automatically help her. You are the one from the church. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. It seems my gratitude is yours yet again. You spoke with the child? Yes, well, I was able to find his lost trinket. It is a ring given him by his mother before she passed. I will see it safely back to him. And we need to go back to Camp Drybone. Okay, we're back in Drybone. Let's speak with Isambard. Sister Orchin was attacked outside the Golden Bazaar. Gods forefiend. I will secure a room at the inn for her should she require any rest. Searching for the mementos of orphans and risking her own well-being in the doing, no less. Certainly not the dastardly deeds Thanker would have us believe. I'll do that again. So, before we continue, you've been seeing that I've been taking a number of these elegant bronze pieces, as they're called. We can actually sell them on the market, or we can just sell them to an NPC. It really doesn't matter. But if you do want to sell them to a NPC, right-click on the store, drag and drop, and you'll immediately be paid the quantity. If you want to buy them back, simply drag and pick it up, drag and drop it back to your thing. But we're okay with that amount. Amalj'aa, wrong places. I am well glad I reserved that inn room for Sister Orchin. It seems she received greater injuries from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she expected to make a full recovery. But now on to the matter at hand. Thancred came looking for you once more. He left word that he will be waiting at the Amalj'aa encampment to the southeast. I pray the two of you are able to uncover some evidence regarding these disappearances. Alright. So we're at Drybone, and he's waiting for us across the map right here. And this is at the bend. This is at the point where we can go into the Amalj'aa camp, which is this area here, or we could go to the south and go to southern Thanalan. It doesn't really matter what exit you take. We'll just take the wooden one here. And we will just make a beeline across the map to this area here. Okay. So we are on the bend here. One of the roads leads down that way, and that's where southern Thanalan is. The Amalj'aa encampment is right in front of us. Ah, there you are, Lightbringer. So good of you to come. Indeed, I've heard all about good Sister Orchin. Isambard said her wounds were serious. It would seem my suspicion about the poor Rose were misplaced. But false though they were, perhaps my suspicions were not entirely without merit. While I was following Sister Orchin near the Golden Bazaar, a band of Amalj'aa caught my eye. I tracked them as far as this encampment, but, well, let us say that I would much prefer to keep my distance and remain here. This, of course, brings me to why I requested you, dear Lightbringer. Would you be so kind to take a look inside? Alright. Now these are level 18 and higher. We're level 26, so we might be outside the level level range that they'll aggro, but don't count on it. In fact, where exactly do we need to go? Oh, we need to go into the encampment. Actually, we are outside there. So it looks like we are outside their aggro range or aggro level. Oh, maybe not. I forget if it's 10 levels or 7 levels, but if you get to a certain point, even hostile mobs will avoid attacking you. But I don't remember exactly what it is. Nope. So we are looking for clues. Ah, here we go. So we are at, that is the entrance we first came in. Let's see right here, and then right tucked away in this area is so now we have to go back to Thancred. And okay. Well, did anything tickle your fancy? This leaflet. See the wealth of Nald. See the wealth of Nald to the hands of your children. Looks to be some sort of assembly to provide the poor with work. The lettering, though, atrocious, is it not? And these bits about Naldthal seem somewhat less than studied. I find it hard to believe one among the order penned this. Pray, take it to the inn at Camp Drybone and let us see what Sister Orchin makes of it. Okay, so we are getting towards the limit of our time here, so I'm going to cut to Camp Drybone. It's just to the northwest of us. Okay, welcome back to Camp Drybone. And we need to go to the inn and speak to Sister Orchin. So there she is. My savior comes again. To what do I owe the honor this day? What is this? Blasphemous. These are not our teachings at all. This was not made by any true brother or sister of the order. Of that I can assure you. Come to think of it, weeks ago the church was plagued by missing garments. Could someone be posing as a priest of the order to deceive the people? The plot thickens, Lightbringer. Our culprit pretends to be a priest to lend credence to his deception. There is no doubt an irony is in there somewhere. But I suspect we have a worthy adversary on our hands. I shall consider how best to handle this. For now, tell Isambard what we have learned here. And in case you're wondering, the inn is right at the bottom of one of the ramps. posing as a priest, to think. These troubling notions aside, it is gratifying to finally be able to move this investigation forward. Thank you once again, Lightbringer. I shall keep my ears and eyes open, now more than ever. All right, folks, so that is going to do it for this episode. We've learned that the Amalj'aa are taking part of it, and they seem to have they seem to have an accomplice who's posing as a priest. So, anyway, next time we will continue with the main quest line, and we may come to the conclusion of the investigation. But anyway, take care, and we'll see you next time.